that I'm hoping for in the 21st century is like a lot less violence. I hope that people would try to take care of themselves a little better, and people would try to take care of the earth and like all the world around us better.
What we do now in our generation for these upcoming generations is critical.
Part of our idea was a school that would be in touch with the problems of civilization, the evolution of culture, and strategies to facilitate bifurcation or transformation of culture, and inspired by a group of intellectuals, artists, and far-seers, seniors, mentors, and so on, collected from around the world from different disciplines, from different traditions.
The Ross Institute is made up of five components.
The Ross School, 1,662 miles.
The Curriculum Research and Mentor Program.
The Center for Well-Being,
which brings together Eastern and Western concepts.
One kick. Yeah!
The elders
where young and old.
Where young and old learn from each other. And the Communication Center that channels the developments and ideas of the Ross Institute to the world.
I'm making a cuneiform tablet.
We're going to press it all the way down to show a whole number. So there's a 10.
That works!
Students see knowledge as extremely scattered. And as they come along, they have to develop their own epistemology to make meaning, to make sense of it. Mrs. Ross was aware of that, and when she spoke with William Irwin Thompson about writing something else, something different, a new kind of curriculum.
The child's education from kindergarten to grade 12 would recapitulate the evolution of culture from beginning to end, and that the integration of art, science, and religion and philosophy would all unfold the way it actually did unfold in, the history of all the cultures of the world.
You can't have science without language. So you look at the science and the language of the time, and they inform each other.
Golden light of her heart fills the ziggurat.
It's a very rigorous curriculum.
The students are challenged to master mathematics skills and also to apply them to discover how math concepts were developed throughout history.
They read myths from Mesopotamia and texts from ancient India, and then use the techniques to produce their own original literature.
Giving the worshiping people peace, joy, and happiness in their hearts.
Giving them a larger picture of how an Eastern mind, how a Western mind would view something.
This is Confucius, and he says, I heard you are self-effacing. They like each other, but they're totally different too.
And not to choose one over the other.
Since we're studying India, we studied about Lakshmi, and I was wondering why your name was Lakshmi.
Because I'm a goddess.
What's on your head?
Third eye. It's not really an eye, you can't see from it. It's from the Hindu religion. It's supposed to lead you to your soul.
One notion that we have really used here at the school a lot is authentic experience, so that they really deal not with some made-up problem for them to study scientific principles, but they really look at the real thing.
The curriculum is all connected to the present and the future. It's there for a reason. It's related to real life.
If we want to deal with air pollution problem, economy is affected by it, atmospheric science is affected by it, chemical industry is affected by it. All of these disciplines are contributing right now to the problems, and they have to be part of the solution to the problems.
Everything in this school is integrated. When you go to a different class, you don't leave everything you learned behind you.
1 cup of cement, 4 cups of sand, and 1 rock.
We're making cement because the Romans, they invented cement and they used it in their architecture. We're going to see which ratio is strongest.
One of the hardest things to have happen in education is taking something that they learn in one subject area and using it in another. When you talk to the students or you read what they've written, you actually see them making connections.
Imagine yourself in a hot, busy marketplace. You are in ancient Sumeria. I would be 10. And that's what means, and that's what means.
The idea of mentors at the Ross School is to provide support to the faculty while we're developing the curriculum, designing the school and the institute.
Project allows students to put their best mental representations forward.
Also to provide support for the students in their learning, and I think to help us figure out what the essential questions are that the faculty and the students are even trying to answer.
Start with the cathedral unit.
Do the cathedral project and a research project.
That's what I do. The cathedral and a mosque.
Yeah, that would good. Isfahan and Sharjah.
Okay.
That's a very, I like that. Sacred geometry, the Western Cathedral and the Blue Mosque of Isfahan.
Historically, schools could afford to be rather local, but the world isn't local anymore. The world is totally in connection with itself. And that's part of the global vision of the school.
The virtual school could be a place for international learning.
Number one, it's got to be about communication.
They could come in, they could almost be like a virtual student, sort of.
The dissemination of the ideas that are learned at the Ross School.
And naturally from there grow into partnerships with schools anywhere in the world.
I enjoyed talking to the kids from the Ross School, learning stuff about the stars and the constellations, and I really enjoyed interacting on the computer.
While we're building the research and development community there in East Hampton on the local level, we're also going to be building non-local. What we want to do is create triadic relations. In this case, in a domestic triad, let's say it would be an urban school, a suburban school, and a rural school.
The Ross Institute, in its role of communication with the world, including communication with parents, communication with teachers in other schools, communication with legislators and influential people, all of this is essential because the change will be impossible without systemic change.